The moment Stefon Diggs realized he lost Cardi B for good. He thought he was untouchable. He thought he could zig, zag and play chess while she was playing checkers. But let me tell you, something had happened next is a masterclass in getting your lick back without saying a single curse word. And the streets are still buzzing. This isn't just about a breakup. This is about optics, access, and the brutal reality of burning the golden bridge before you even realize you need to cross it. Stefon Diggs is salty. Not just regular salted pretzel salty. We talking Dead Sea levels of saline right now. But because he just watched the biggest public relations comeback of his life waltz right past him, and he has no one to blame but the man in the mirror. Let's rewind. We are talking about the NBA Finals. Game 3. The mecca of basketball. The lights are bright, the stakes are high, and the entire world is watching. Who is performing at halftime? The one and only Cardi B. Now, imagine being Stefon Diggs. You are a free agent. You need buzz. You need relevancy. You need to remind the world that you are that guy. And you know Cardi B is going to be courtside. You know she's about to be the center of the universe for those 12 minutes. All you have to do is show up. Sit next to her. Smile for the cameras. Let the world see you two together. Easy peasy, right? This is the kind of opportunity that agents would kill for. This is a highlight reel waiting to happen. This is the kind of exposure that could turn a quiet offseason into a roaring comeback. But here is the kicker. He didn't get the invite. He wasn't the plus one. He wasn't even on the list. That slot, that precious courtside seat of power, went to someone else. And the internet clocked it immediately. Remember the last time they were at a Knicks game together? That was their big coming out party back in 2025. That was the moment they officially went public. It was a statement. They were a power couple. But fast forward to today, she brought her baby. She brought her crew. But Stefon Diggs? He was watching from the couch like the rest of us. How does a man go from being the headliner to being excluded from the show? Simple. He played with fire one too many times. Let's get into the timeline because the timeline is the smoking gun. We have to go back to the end of May. We saw the footage. The coffee shop. The gym. It was a war zone. Cardi B was outside, and the cameras caught her looking very agitated. She was waving her hands, letting off steam, and Stefon? He was just leaning against the car. Cool as a cucumber. Acting like it was just another Tuesday. Like the storm was just going to pass him by. They tried to spin it. Oh, she was just hangry. She didn't have a snack. You know how it is. But we all knew that was a cover-up. The chef was chiming in. Text messages were leaking. The narrative was crumbling faster than a cookie in milk. That little spat wasn't just about food. It was about resentment. It was about Stefon making her look like the aggressor while he played the victim. He didn't have her back. He let the world paint her as the crazy one while he stood there looking like he was just waiting for the train to arrive. But here is where it gets juicy. She gave him another shot. She showed up for Mother's Day. She gave his mother a nice gift. She let him hug her. They even got a fluff piece in People magazine talking about how he was putting in just enough effort. And we all looked at that article and said, what effort? Because we knew the truth. The effort was just a performance. He was trying to secure his bag. He was trying to secure those resources. Because let's not forget what happened during the trial. We saw the receipts. We saw the texts. Stefon was sliding back into her life not because he missed her, but because he needed her. He needed her resources. He needed her power to get out of a tight jam. And Cardi B, being the real one that she is, gave him the time of day. She opened up the vault. She let him back in. But then he messed up again. He took the access for granted. He ran the play too many times. He got comfortable. And he forgot that Cardi B is not just a celebrity, she is a movement. You cannot use her, toss her aside, and then expect her to be your ticket when you need a boost. Fast forward to June 3rd. This is the desperation move. This is where Stefon Diggs shows his cards. TMZ catches him leaving practice. Now, normally, high-profile athletes like him don't stop for TMZ. They duck, they dodge, they wave and walk away. But Stefon? He walked right up to the mic. He started answering questions. He even asked the reporters, "Got any more questions? Got any more questions?" He was begging for the attention. He was using the media to send a message to Cardi. What did he say? He called her beautiful. He called her the mother of his child. He said he loved her to death. But pay close attention to the phrasing. You gotta ask her that. He kept saying that. You gotta ask her that. That was his way of trying to soft launch a reconciliation. He was trying to put the ball in her court. He was trying to pressure her publicly to accept him back. But the algorithm never forgets. The gossip never sleeps. She heard him loud and clear. And she said, nah. She wasn't ready to let him continue to disrespect her. She wasn't going to let him look like a fool just because she kept opening the door for him. She realized that the pattern was broken. Why should she give him that level of access again? He had shown her contempt at the Super Bowl. Remember that? He had some girl sitting next to his mom while Cardi was performing? That was a sign. That was him telling the world, I don't value this woman. And yet, she was still gracious enough to give him another chance. But now? No more. She held the line. She knew the game was 3. She knew the cameras would be rolling. She knew that appearing with him would single-handedly revive his narrative. It would remind people that he was connected. It would put him back on the shortlist for major deals. And she snatched that opportunity away from him. This is how you get your lick back. You don't have to fight. You don't have to argue. You don't have to post subliminal messages. You just have to say, no. You have to close the gate. You have to let him sit there and watch you shine without him. She moved differently. She locked in on her tour. She focused on her empire. She focused on being the power player that she is. And Stefon? He was left on the bench. That is the most ruthless flex in the book. Denying him the spotlight is a billion times more powerful than yelling at him in the street. She showed him that her resources are hers alone. He isn't entitled to her shine. He isn't entitled to her spotlight. And now, he's out here doing damage control, talking to whoever will listen, trying to spin the narrative. But it's too late. The door is locked. The keys are thrown away. She had the opportunity to make him relevant again, and she chose herself. She chose her peace. She chose her dignity. And that is why Stefon Diggs is salty. That is why he is feeling the heat. He lost his biggest comeback opportunity not because of a bad play on the field, but because he played in the face of a queen one too many times. He forgot that you don't play with fire unless you want to get burned. So take notes. The moral of the story is clear. Access is a privilege, not a right. And if you burn a bridge with someone who is holding the spotlight, don't be surprised when you are left sitting in the dark. He was ready to be the plus one again. He was ready for that viral moment. But Cardi wasn't having it. She won. Not with words. Not with violence. But with silence and absence. And that is the loudest win of all. The tea is scalding, and Stefon Diggs is feeling the steam. Game, set, match. She let him back in. We watched him walk away, and she literally ran after him to that car. And we all screamed at our screens, Cardi, no. Stop letting this man play you. But she did it anyway. She gave him access. She opened the door. And what did he do? The same thing he always does. The bare minimum. Talk is cheap, and this man talks a decent game, but when it's time for actions to back it up, pure BS. Every single time she lets him slide back in too fast, he shows his true colors. He love bombs her. He calls her beautiful. He says he loves her to death. And she falls for it. But this time? Oh, this time was different. She had a plan. She knew she was performing at that Knicks game. She knew the cameras would be rolling. And she made sure his name was not on that guest list. She said, I got something for you. You are not sitting courtside with me. And baby, he is big mad about it. How do we know? Because after that news hit, his alleged burner Instagram account went crazy. He started posting subliminals left and right. He was spiraling. He thought he could do what he always does, lay in her face, throw out a few compliments, and slide back into her good graces. But she finally said, not this time. Let's be real. He was counting on that appearance. He needed that spotlight. Stefon Diggs is trying to build his fashion brand. He has clothing lines, interior decor projects, all of it. He wants to be seen. He wants to be in those elite spaces where Cardi B reigns supreme. And sitting courtside with her at the NBA Finals? That would have been the ultimate networking power move. It would have reminded everyone that he's still relevant. It would have helped him get picked up by a team. But Cardi pulled the plug. She remembered all those times he did the least. She remembered him telling her to get it together when she was crying. She remembered the disrespect. And she finally stood on business. Now he's out here acting like he doesn't know her. On that burner account, he basically said once you're out of his sight, he doesn't know you. He's trying to act tough. But we all know the truth. He's hurt. He's embarrassed. He lost his biggest comeback opportunity because he played in her face one too many times. This is how you get your lick back. Not with drama. Not with fighting. But with silence and exclusivity. Cardi B held the line. She closed the gate. And Stefon Diggs is left on the outside looking in, big mad and totally powerless. Let this be a lesson. Stop letting people play you for the bare minimum. Stand on business. Cardi finally did. And it is glorious to watch.